Okay, next up we have another title from Vinegar Syndrome. This one is Perfect Strangers. Now this was one that really jumped out to me, and it jumps out to me because of, well, primarily the writer-director, Larry Cohen, who did a lot of movies that I am really a big fan of, and I wanted to see what this was all about. And it is a very low budget movie, but it has a lot of Cohen-isms in it that I think is just wonderful. It's set within New York. You get this luscious and wonderful almost time capsule of New York City as it's kind of run down the streets, the people, it just everything. It just feels as if it's brought that in as an almost character into the movie. And you get two characters who are Sally and Johnny. Now Sally has a little boy, Matthew, who's only 3 or something, and Johnny happens to be a mob assassin, and he kills someone in an alley only to notice that little Matthew is there and has seen everything. And because he's a little bit worried and his bosses are rather edgy about this, he is sent to infiltrate by having a relationship with Sally to see if Matthew really has done anything. And he gets constant pressure throughout the movie from his bosses to off this little boy. And that's the basic setup. You know, the best things about Larry Cohen movies are sometimes they're just devilishly simple, but they have a lot more going on within the story than just that tagline, which is great. And as usual, you get wonderful character moments. The story starts immediately at the turning point of the movie for the characters. You get standout sequences. You get delightful conversations. Now, this is a low budget movie. It looks low budget. Some of the performances aren't quite there, and some of the more exciting moments aren't quite, produced enough. They don't have enough cash to make them as exciting as they could be. And one of the things that I really noticed with this one was the ex-husband of Sally, who turns up every now and again. Now, in any other movie, he would be the protagonist, the man who you kind of follow this story. But the movie almost treats Johnny like the main character. Well, he is the main character, but it treats him as the protagonist, where in reality he is the antagonist of this story. And we're watching this character and you kind of like Johnny. And you like the relationship and the way that he's changing because of the love of this woman, and as he grows with Matthew to become an almost father figure and look after them and get that parental responsibility, you feel as if he's turning a corner until the final third of the movie, where it turns into a more typical psychologically scarred person who is extremely dangerous. And it kind of just twists everything. And looking back at the movie, you just feel bad for the ex-husband, because even the viewer, me, didn't like him in this movie. But at the end of the tale, he was a good guy trying to do the right thing, and just things just don't go his way. There is some wonderful ideas behind this movie, like the figures, the spray painted figures of shadows on walls. Like I said, some of the conversations are just wonderful. There is some footage in this one where I am 100% positive they didn't have any permits to film, and they've just whipped out cameras in streets. There is one moment where the ex-husband steals Matthew and is running away from them as onlookers look on. Him and his wife are having a big argument with the kid there as well, and everybody's starting to get involved, and there's just a little bit too many people for it to be part of the production, and they're getting a little bit too physical as well. And it's just, you're kind of staggered by the goal to even attempt something that is, but the fact that it comes off as well is even more exciting, I guess. Perfect Strangers is fine. It's not a great movie. It has some clunky dialogue, which is unusual for Cohen. It has some not great performances and feels a little bit drawn out in certain moments. And I would have liked a little bit more of some of the other characters as well. But it's a fun throwaway movie. If you're a Larry Cohen fan, you're going to find something here that you'll probably really enjoy. I know I found stuff that I really liked within this one. And it's one that I can say, yeah, it's probably for completionists. It's not a bad movie by any means, but it is on the sort of lower scale of Cohen movies. I'd love to know your thoughts on the film. Let me know in the comment box below, and I will see you next time on Man v Film.